Hello, party people. How y'all doing? It's about that time again, that time where we get right back at it. Today's Wednesday, guys. I've been waiting for this day all week. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. What's up, people? What's up? All right. Let's head right into career mode. Let's head right into Azerbaijan, aka Baku. Let's do it. I'm excited for this. It feels like I haven't been driven this game in like months because like since I've been like starting back school, I haven't been playing F1 as much because I'm trying to save all the races for you guys on stream, so I haven't been playing that much. So it's kind of good to be back a little bit. I haven't driven yet because I wanna. It's 60 minutes of practice, so like driving 60-minute practice is pretty annoying. So I said I wasn't gonna do that. So as you guys can see here, it's 60 minutes of practice 3, full qualified, and 26 laps. Let's just adjust one more thing before I go in. Yep. Alright, let's do it. Everything is set so far. I had to fix all these engine parts, but as far as I remember, all of them got fixed. Yep, all of them did get fixed. Yep, they got fixed. Okay, that's cool. Let's head right into this, guys. Let me check out these messages first. Okay, that's cool. Cool stuff. Alright, with that being said, let's head right into it. So yeah, any of those practice programs you guys seen that was done, I will be redoing them in this because it is a 50-minute practice, a 60-minute practice session, so I'm gonna redo race strategy first, and then after race strategy I'll do the rest. So yeah, let's head right out and drive out instead of a flying lap. Let's do it.
Okay, track's green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temp and get yourself in the zone.
Alright, let's do this, guys. I'm gonna be off mic for a time being while I'm heading out driving. Feels weird driving F1 again, considering I haven't driven in like weeks. I think I drove last week Saturday, I believe. Not last week Saturday, last week Friday. Feels weird. Cause like the only other game I've been playing like heavily racing with lately is being Gran Turismo, so it's like. And then Gran Turismo, it's giving me the opportunity to drive. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am playing with a lot of all the assist on. With braking assist, steering assist, anti-braking assist. So I'm gonna say all I'm basically doing is controlling steering at high speed turns and corners. That's basically all I'm doing. Here comes a famous I'm stupid corner. Just passed it, but and when I say I'm stupid, I'm not calling myself that. It's a meme with Charles Leclerc when he crashed there in 2019 and he called himself stupid. Because he also did it as well in a video game the same year, F1 2019. he crashed in the same exact spot in the game as well. Just like how he did in real life. Muscle memory, man. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna go quiet for the remainder of the time. Enjoy these 5 laps.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Oh yeah, by the way guys, just to let you guys know ahead of time, for those who are F1 fans, this weekend is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So I believe it is from the 19th to the 21st, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. So that's pretty exciting. It's a really early morning race though, so for those of you who live in Canada as myself, it's an early morning race. The race starts at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Pre-race show I believe is at like 6, I believe. I'm not too sure. I gotta fact check that one, but I do know that it's early. But I'm pretty excited for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Last year I didn't really watch because the same way the race started is literally the same way the race finished, so at least for the front runners, so I kind of didn't even bother watching the rest of the race. That's when Oscar Piastri won last year, and I have a feeling that he might win again, but yeah, we never know. 2 years in a row winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That's a good highlight for his career, considering he's like on the way of winning a world championship in 2025. So good for him. So the pre-race show for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix starts at 6 a.m. in the morning. Yep, figured that much. And the post-race show is like at 9. So basically the race is like from like 7 to 9 a.m. Very surprised. I don't even know how many laps this race has in total. I have to Google that. So yeah guys, practice 1 is Friday at 4:30 in the morning Canadian time. And then practice 2 is 8 o'clock in the morning Canadian time. That's practice 2. And practice 3 on Saturday is at 4:30 in the morning Canadian time. The post quali show is 7:30 in the morning Canadian time.
Okay mate, our best lap so far, 1:42.9.
And with that being said, also to add to it as well, the qualifying is at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Nice one.
Canadian.
Okay, reminder, a neat
Canadian
way to
time.
recharge the batteries by lifting at certain points when you feel you can and by gentle braking.
Also,
try those this lap and see how you get on.
The post qualifying show for the post qualifying show, it is
really important
at
for our overall race
9:10 a.m.
You've got modes to play with in your MFD. See how they
And
feel for you and see how different
yeah, the
modes
post race
drain
show is
the
at
battery.
6 o'clock in the morning. So this is gonna be a very early morning rise for myself, especially living here in Canada, because that's very early in the morning to get up to watch Formula 1. Very, very early. I believe this is one of the only races that I have to get up this early for. All the others are like reasonable, like 9 o'clock in the morning. Then when it comes back to the States, it's going to be like afternoon races. So yeah, I'm excited to watch the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Here we go. We're going down in the purple. We're going down, unfortunately. Oh man, I have to do all three of them. That's the one thing I don't like about this thing. You have to do all three of them.
Program complete, program complete. These results will do, although you could definitely do better. Consider giving it another shot. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Alright, let's head off for one more practice, or one more race program, and then from there we will come in. So let's
The
do
car
this one right
settings
now.
screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button and you can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
Alright, let's do it. Last race program. I am not 100% sure how much minutes left, but it's gonna tell me soon.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
Yes.
Okay, DRS zone coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
This is gonna take one run though. I'm pretty good on this track with this, because Azerbaijan honestly is growing on me. I'm not gonna call it my favorite track, but I do have my favorite corner of the track, which is this corner. It's the famous Charles Leclerc crash corner, which was a corner I always used to stress about. Here, this corner. But look how fast I went through that corner like butter. Went through that corner like butter, man. That's the famous Leclerc corner. Ooh. Welcome to Baku. Like I told you, one lap.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
There's roughly about 30 minutes left, guys. Question is, what can I do for the next 30 minutes? I've completed all race programs, so. This is why I like 30 minutes of practice, because it gives me enough time to finish all the race programs and also to do maybe 1 or 2 extra laps on the side. Because I have an extra 30 minutes to do what? Probably nothing. Because there isn't anything to do. I can always skip forward it, but I don't know how much of a good idea that is.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Damn it! I'm 20 in the speed trap. That's okay. Hello, man. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm about 20th in the speed trap, which that's okay. Not too worried about that. Alright, let's check out what I did. For this one, I basically did everything was
Right, our
one
best
lap.
lap so far, 1 minute 42.9.
So everything here I did was 1 minute. I did this like in one lap, which is great. And then for race strategy, it wasn't alright. It was up and down. Times kind of went up and it dropped as well too. Because I think this went up because I screwed up the fourth lap. That's why this went up. So it's okay. Shit like this happens.
Okay, we're
But
20th in the
for
speed
free
trap,
practice, I didn't really do any free
300.0
practice.
kilometers per hour.
For this, there was a lot more red than green than I wanted on that straight, but that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, the telemetry was was off on that one too. So yeah, when this reaches maybe like, let's say the 10-minute mark, I can always do some
To view
laps,
information
extra
on your
laps.
current
So
levels
I
of
do like
tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and...
I do about 20 laps, not 20 laps, what am I saying? I do like about 5 or 7 laps by the time this drops onto like the 10-minute mark. So, because 60 minutes is a lot of practice. But keep in mind, these guys do this in real life, so I'm a gamer and I'm getting exhausted driving the game, so I can only imagine how much driving they do in real life and how exhausted these guys are, so I give these guys props, man. So stay tuned and I'll be back in like 27 minutes. Or a little bit before 27 minutes, so I'll be back when it reaches the 10-minute mark. So stay tuned and enjoy the cars out on track. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna head back out now, since there's about 8 minutes or so left, and do some more laps, guys. So just give me a second. There we go. Let's head out and do some more laps. I'm gonna do a flying lap since I haven't done a flying lap just for free practice yet. So let's do this. I think I'm gonna go until there's about like 3 minutes or so leave. I'm not sure how much minutes is left. Okay, there's about 5 minutes, so I think I'll go until all 5 minutes is up. Enjoy the rest of the laps, guys, before qualifying.
Okay, last lap, 1:44.0.
Yeah, guys, you can truly tell I do not have the pace. It shows I don't have the pace. So what I'm gonna do from this lap, I'm gonna head right back into the pits. Actually, no, let's stay out actually, because so I'll stay out until the time burns out. And as of right now, Hamilton has the fastest lap.
Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Hamilton, and just behind us are Alonso, Piastri and Verstappen. Fastest lap at the moment, 1:42.8.
Two minutes to go. By the way, guys, as of next race, what do you call it? McLaren will be winning the constructor title. They've secured it in Baku, and then Oscar Piastri just has to stay steady, keep winning races, so he can finally win the championship by the time we reach to Qatar. So let's see what happens. Ten-second left, and then I have whatever time is left to head back in. But this is the end of practice, right? I'm usually in the pits when this happens, so I'm heading now.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Ooh. Qualifying time, baby. Let's go. These tires are shot, by the way. I've been balling these mans off for like for all of practice, man. Tires are dead. My rear right is like 42% degradation, and my rear right is like, my rear left is 39, and then my front right is 24, and then my front left is 20%. Tires are done. But time for quali, baby. Let's go.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Alright guys, let's do it. Oh, the gap wasn't that big that Hamilton had on me. It wasn't a big gap. I thought it was big. It wasn't that big. Alright guys, let's see what we're about to do. Let's head right into this quali. Hello, nice to meet you, man. Thanks for joining, thanks for watching. We're gonna head right into qualifying right now, so let's do that really quick. Just double check something here. Okay, just telling me how I did. Okay, cool. Yeah, Max is still second to Lando. It's gonna show me here. Yeah, Max is kind of a few points behind Lando, which I find crazy to believe, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's head right into qualifying. And hopefully I get a great lap in qualifying. This should be great. And man, thanks for joining, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, let me know what you think. But
It
definitely
is a
enjoy for sure.
truly unique layout. Welcome to Baku and welcome to qualifying.
Alright. Let's do it. First lap, Q1. Alright guys, let's do it.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Alright guys, so I don't know what my lap time is. Actually, it's 144.3, but it's, yeah. But let's dissect that again when I go into the pits. So guys, I did a one. Yeah guys, I did a 141.3 with the fastest two sectors. I did a 35.8 in sector 1 and a 41.1 in sector 2. So
Right,
yeah.
so our best lap so far, 141.3.
There's about 9 minutes left in the session, so let's see who is out on track doing their quali lap. Because I have done mine, and let's see who's right below me for that. See where, okay, so Lando's right below me. He has a 1 second gap on me. I have a 1 second gap on him. He did a 142.3, so I'll take it.
Okay, we're 20th in the speed trap, 303.4 kilometers per hour.
That's okay. I'm not going out for an improvement lap on these guys, so stay tuned guys. Alright guys, that's the end of Q1. Let's see who is out in Q1. So out in Q1 we have Valtteri Bottas in a Kick Sauber in B20. Then we have Daniel Ricciardo in a Visa Cash App RB in P19. Then right above him we have Yuki Tsunoda in a Visa Cash App RB in a P18. Nico Hulkenberg in a Haas in P17. And Kevin Magnussen in a Haas in P16. So both Visa Cash App RBs are out in Q1 and both Haas's are out in Q1. Let's head right into Q2, get another great lap. Let's do it.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1 minute 41.0. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Less than 1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
Alright guys, let's see what my lap time was. I did a 41.0 with the fastest sector 1 and sector 2. In sector 1 I did a 35.7, and in sector 2 I did a 41.1, and the gap with George Russell is 1 second, so let's do it. Great lap though. So stay tuned for the next 6 minutes, and then from there we'll head off for we'll just wait for the end of Q2, because I don't need to do an improvement lap, so stay tuned. Alright guys, that's the end of Q2. Let's see who is out in the end of Q2. So out in Q2 we have Logan Sargent in a Williams in P15. We have Zhou Guan Yu in a Kicksaba in P14. Esteban Ocon in an Alpine in P13. We have Alex Albon in a Williams. Excuse me. We have Alex Albon in a Williams in P12, and shockingly we have Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes in P11 as the final person out in Q2, and both Williams are out in Q2. Let's see who is in the top 10 shootout for pole position. So we have Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. Well, actually, I usually don't say their names, but let's redo that. We have Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and myself. Let's head right into Q3, get a great lap, and get that oh my god, my brain is fogging up right now. I'll be on pole position, or try to get pole position. I know I'm gonna get pole, but the question is, if I get pole, I gotta win the race, right? So let's see. Alright, let's do it.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Okay, our best lap so far, 1:41.0.
Okay guys, I am currently on provisional pole right now. Let's see. I did a 1:41.0 with the fastest sector 1 and sector 2 again. So I did a 35.8 in sector 1, a 41.1 in sector 2. And Lando currently has the fastest sector 3 with a 24.0. But the gap between me and him is only 911 of a second gap. So let's see. I don't know if anyone's gonna head out to do an improvement lap, but let's see. I am currently keeping my provisional pole until then. So let's see. Couple cars went out. Okay, yeah, they're doing their improvement lap. Do I even need to do an improvement lap? I can go out and try, but I don't need it, but because I know for sure I got pole position. And if I got pole position, then I'll take it. Hold up. Just pause that for a second. So yeah guys, I am right behind Max Verstappen, and I took pole position because I was on provisional pole, but I took pole position as always. So, but then I have Max on my ass fighting me in Baku, bro. It's crazy. I didn't want to hit the wall, but I'm hitting the wall. It's okay. It is what it is. Ooh, baby.
Yes! Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
Look at that purple on that helmet. The purple, the blue, the green. Looks nice. That's pole position, baby.
Goodbye for now then.
Guys.
We're really just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
If Max stays in P2, he can get some points to up on Lando. So for the next race, which is basically Singapore, so hopefully he can get some points up on Max, on Lando before we go to Singapore. So let's see.
The starting line set a few meters away from the Caspian Sea. It is an unusual location, and it is one where starting low down the grid does not mean the end for your race. We've seen Stroll and Sainz take podiums here from the 4th row. Can anyone emulate them today? With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1, leading to a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Henry lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Hamilton, Albon, Ocon, Joe, Sargent, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. Well, they're having a better time than their teammates so far this year. How do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah, they have. And, it's, rule number one, beat your teammate. They're the one that share the same equipment as you. And, yes, the cars can vary and set up from race to race and depending on who has which style, but essentially they're your barometer, the yardstick. If you can beat them, that's the first job you have to do. And it looks like it's going their way, doesn't it? And they need to carry on this momentum, this energy.
Yes, man. I'm excited for this, bro. Hope you guys are excited as much as I am for this race.
Right then, the formation that gets underway here on the streets of Baku. I suspect the drivers today will be very mindful of that narrow uphill section around the Old Town Wall. It requires pinpoint accuracy and perhaps, more crucially, courage.
I'm going to try to win this race as a Red Bull driver and hope a Red Bull driver gets on podium this weekend at the actual
We're almost ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
All right, guys, enjoy the race, and I'll see you guys at the end of it. And by the way, by the looks of it, it looks like it's raining, but I could be wrong. Because if it is raining, I guess I'm pitting soon, so enjoy, guys.
No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Copy that. Hards next time we box. Okay, one stop to go, just one stop left in this strategy, and that's 6 laps until your pit window's open. Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. In this lap, push now. Okay, mate, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. We need consistency, so let's try and stabilise them. Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Max is in the pits. Max in the pits. Gap to your teammate behind, 9.0 seconds. Okay, mate, we've got more fuel in hand than we need, so let's push, push, and use it all up. Tyre condition still looking good. And some information on Leclerc. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 9.7 seconds.
You're welcome, man. Hope you're enjoying it. I don't even know how many laps is left, and I'm not going to manually count, so I'm going to just do this.
You're leading the pack, that's P1.
Ooh.
Norris behind. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now.
Okay, so there's 10 more laps left to go. Enjoy.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, focus. We need to stay on form. Okay, mate, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. Let's try and close up the difference between them. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. You're in first position, front of the pack. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 4 laps remaining. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Norris behind. Okay, they're on fresh hards. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Come on, just 3 laps to go. 3 laps. Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. Okay, really, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Here comes the win, baby. Here comes the win. Here comes the win, baby. Let's go. This is my race, bro. I won. Let's go. Woo!
Yes, 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 guys, yes! Come on, boys!
That's the win, baby.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
They have navigated the tight city walls to perfection. They've reached the flag first in Baku after a fantastic drive.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Great race, guys. Really great race. I was messing around a little bit too much, but still a great race. Once again, Max came in under Lando. Damn. Yeah, let's check out driver's wreck. Yeah, incident. I had a collision with Max in turn 1. I guess Pierre had a collision with Alonso. Kevin Magnussen had a collision with Sargent. And then Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri had mechanic failure, so they both DNF from the race. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, let's check out the highlights, and then from the highlights we will go all the way back to the main screen. So enjoy the highlights. So yeah guys, that was the highlight, and I finished the race with the fastest lap, so I'll take it. Great window, great drive. Oh, my recognition went up 1%. Literally 54. So yeah, guys, the next track is Singapore. I'm currently not gonna do that track right now because don't need to at the moment. Yeah, I hope a lot of these things should be fixed by. Let's see. A lot of these should be fixed by, I believe Singapore. Let's see. Yep. Guys, I'm so close, man. Like, I'm happy with my driver right now. I'm very good, doing a lot of good driving. So, beating Maxo right now, cause right now I'm in the league by so many points. I have 444 points. He has 228. How many race podiums? I got 17. He has 7. Race results 16. He has 1. Qualifier results I have 16. He has 1. Highest qualifying right now. I got 1. He has 2. Best finish is number 1. So, but I'm still beating him by a lot. 5-0 at the moment. And I don't have any more rivals with anybody. Obviously the standings are saying it for itself, but as they are. Look at them shiny trophies, man. Them shiny gold trophies. Exciting. So alright guys, so let's head back and yeah guys, thank you for joining tonight. I know it was a very try to keep it a little interesting tonight. I did for sure. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did, so yeah. Later, my dude. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight for sure. I did. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, that like button, and share the video, man. I really appreciate the support you guys give me, and I'll keep making more videos. Maybe one day I can do videos where you guys see me on camera. That'd be exciting. Yeah, with that being said, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world, because I know you guys are all over the world. Yeah, so guys, see you guys next time in the next video. So same time Wednesdays at 7:30, just to give you guys a heads up. So Wednesday at 7:30 at Eastern Standard Time, and Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then Saturday same thing. So, but most likely the next time I give you guys a video will be on Friday. So stay tuned for that, guys. Next video is up on Friday. So see you guys until then. Have a good night. Peace out.